you do, I am sensing you have a very like harmonious, calm, and peaceful energy to you because we do have harmony. I feel like you're very harmonious and balanced, and you have a way of making other people feel calm, I think. And another thing is that I think that you're very good at just being like just like that feminine energy. I think you have mastered your feminine energy, and you know how to just relax, you know how to calm down, you know how to just sit there in contemplation, and you're very introspective, and you like have a tendency to go within. So we have the quiet storm. This is giving me a vibe that like whenever there's something going on in your life that is chaotic or crazy or stressful, or like an obstacle or a challenge that you're facing, you have a way of like finding peace in those moments. Like you don't let the storm get the best of you. And I do, or maybe this is like your emotions or something, because that energy is coming through of like your that moon energy, right? Like your emotions are kind of like up and down a lot. So I think that you are like very empathic, and you do get affected by things very easily. Like you're very sensitive to outside energies. And so you get affected very easily, but I think you have a way of flowing through those experiences and not reacting, but responding consciously, or responding in a very mature, like self aware, self reflective kind of way. Like you don't react and jump to conclusions or jump into like yelling at things or being angry. You're very good at just kind of like accepting the situation. Sorry, assessing the situation, like with this rest and rejuvenation energy, and just kind of like reflecting and going within, and then you go forward and from that energy, and then like you solve problems really effectively, I feel, because of that tendency that you have that you're able to do. You're also a very giving person, so you could be a Libra. Like that is coming through very strong because there's this energy of balance and communication. That's an air sign of very balanced communication as well. We also have bitter, sweet, and those are opposites. You know, we have bitter and we have sweet. So I feel like you're very good at balancing the good and the bad. Like when you communicate, though, this is about something about your communication and the way that you talk. You're very diplomatic, I think, and while I feel like when you have to, let's say, like deliver like a rough message to someone, or let's say you're like breaking up with someone, right? You're very good at delivering a tough message in a very sweet kind of way. Like this is like very sad and it sucks, and like, you know, I'm sorry, but you do it in a very compassionate kind of way, to where like you do your best not to hurt the person. Um Even though it like the situation just sucks, right? Like it is what it is. So you are very, very balanced and very good at communicating compassionately, and with a lot of concern for the other, a lot of concern for the other. That's why I'm getting like Libra energy here with this Venus. You come from a place of love. I feel like you're a very loving person, a very generous person, and you give freely, right? Give freely, support others, give expecting nothing in return. So you're a very generous, giving person, and you really don't expect anything in return. But I kind of feel like a lot of things come to you because of that. Like generally, like probably a lot of good things happen to you because you approach situations in a very calm manner. I just feel like you're very self-aware and you reflect a lot. And we also have with like the lovers here, I think you're a really good friend. What makes you very special and unique is you're a really good friend because you are so understanding, and people can come to you with their problems, and people can like communicate with you, and you respond to them with a lot of understanding, right? I feel like you would make a great life coach, or like a counselor or healer or therapist or something like that, where you have to like listen to people's problems. I think you're a really good listener as well. Um, and also with Venus and this energy coming out, I think that you're very beautiful. Like whether you're a guy or a girl, like you're just beautiful, okay? I think that your heart is beautiful, your mind is beautiful, the way you think, the way you approach situations, it's just beautiful. It's lovely, it's gentle, it's kind, it's caring, but also physically. Like, I feel like you probably have really beautiful features on your face. Like your face is really symmetrical or proportionate, or just like it's nice to look at. Like you would look at your face and there's just this warmth and comfort about you. I feel like you give off this light of like just very warm and comforting and very sensual too. Very attractive, very physically attractive, but in like a beautiful kind of way. Like it's less like not that you're not like hot and sexy or anything like that, but it's not like more like it's not seductive and provocative. It's more like gentle and sensual, and like maybe the way you walk is just like very graceful, the way that you move your body, the way your mouth moves when you talk, it just seems very nice to look at. I know that sounds really weird, but the way you express, there's something beautiful about the way that you express yourself, and whether that's like how you use your hands or your body language, or like the way your mouth moves, the way your eyes look, the way that whatever happens with your face mainly, I think there's just something really beautiful about that when you express yourself. And yeah, I just think physically you're genuinely just very attractive. I think people are really attracted to you. Also, I think just like you're very charming and personable, and you're a very social person. So whether you consider yourself like an introvert or extrovert, I just feel like it doesn't matter. You when you do talk to people, you have a way of connecting with them because you're coming from a place of your heart, and you're coming from a place of presence, and you're truly there with them when they talk, and you're truly listening to them. You have this very harmonious energy. You're easy to talk to, more Gemini energy. So mainly, like, I think like the main thing, if I had to sum this up, is like what makes you beautiful, or like what makes you so special, is the way that you communicate. So the way that you express yourself and the way that you communicate, the way your mind works, the way it's so like balanced. You know, you can see both sides of a situation. You can see the good, you can see the bad, and then you meet in the middle, and you're just very like you're like a peacemaker. Yeah, I mean, we definitely have strong Gemini and Libra energy coming through. Even Taurus, Taurus is here as well. But I think that's more for like your sensuality and just very graceful in your in your physical, like the things that you do. But yeah, you're just a very beautiful, physically beautiful person as well. We have distinct voice. What did I say in the beginning of the video? That you have, there's something about your voice. It's sexy. It's soft, maybe it's not soft, I don't know. There's something about your voice that people find very either soothing, healing, seductive, sexy, calm. It stands out. Maybe it's just beautiful. Maybe you know how to sing really well, or like just talking to you, your voice, something with your throat chakra for sure makes you special, like just the way that you communicate. And then we have nice teeth at the bottom. So your teeth, I think your smile is just very genuine. People really like your smile. So you're a very loving person. And we have quiet, anxious, witty. That's that like Gemini or air sign energy, emotional, sensitive, protective, street smart, common sense. Okay, so I just feel like okay, so you're a logical person. You're not just emotional. You're not just going off of your emotions and not thinking things through. Like you're very smart, and you kind of like you don't do things unless they make sense, but I think also make sense with your intuition as well. So it's like you have a good mix between logic and following your intuition, and kind of balancing that out. Like I said, like you have a pretty good balance. And I think that for some reason, I feel like your anxiety in a way contributes to your specialness and your uniqueness. Like, so if you do have tendencies of anxiety and to overthink things, right, and to worry about things, um, I don't know, somehow, I know that's like more of a negative trait, but I almost feel like it's because of that that makes you be so compassionate to other people, because like you have anxiety and you worry about, or maybe you used to, maybe not anymore, but like at some point in your life you can relate to that energy, and so like you deal or dealt with this anxiety, and it's not a good place to be. You know that it doesn't help you. You know that it makes you feel disconnected, right? And it's almost like because you can relate so well to this anxious way of being, you're extra compassionate, sensitive to other people because you know that you like you could probably cause them anxiety if you speak a certain way. And if you come at them real hard and tough and like yelling at them or triggering like their fears and ego, then maybe you know it would cause them anxiety and the conversation wouldn't go anywhere. So you approach the conversation maybe a more loving way, in a more understanding, compassionate way. That's why I think you would make like a great healer, therapist, or life coach or something, because you have this way of like how you know how to approach a person and situation without triggering all of their anxieties, but still getting to the root of the problem or like whatever. Um, and that's only because you have anxiety or like you have dealt with anxiety and you know how to deal with your own anxiety. And that in a way helps you be a better communicator with people. You're a very good listener and communicator. So I think that's like the main thing that's coming out here. So you could definitely be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, even a Scorpio, just water that assigned to energy. Yeah. And so yeah, you're witty. I think that you're really funny. I think and we also have protective. So yeah, you're just a very like caring, compassionate, understanding person. Okay, so this two of pentacles here, this is about like making a decision. Maybe I think that you are the type of person who can really see both sides of a situation. Like I said, you're very like understanding and diplomatic, and it's like a very strong Libra energy, but just the skills, right? Like you see both sides of both perspectives, the good and the bad. And that might make it hard for you to make a decision in life because when somebody tells you, like, let's say you're having a conversation with someone and you have your own belief and your own opinion about it, but somebody gives you their opinion and their perspective. Because you're such a good listener, you generally do listen to their perspective. You're not just like, shutting down and just waiting for them to finish so that you can now say your point, but you're actually genuinely there. You're very present. You listen to them and you actually think about it. You're like, wow, okay. Well, that actually makes sense. Like that's not stupid. Like that's logical. Like there's logic to that. It makes sense. You have a lot of common sense, so like and you're very open-minded, I feel. So you're able to just also see their perspective. And so I think sometimes you may have a tendency to question your own perspective because somebody else's perspective is so persuasive or believable, that you're like, well, wait, well, am I wrong then? And then maybe you sometimes question yourself. But I think it's a beautiful quality because you're able to, you're not, you're that I feel like that's how you're able to grow and expand. And I think that's how you gain a lot of your wisdom, because we also have the hermit here. I think you gain a lot of your wisdom through these conversations with people that you have, and where you do hear them out and like want to learn about them and genuinely get to know them like on a real human level. And I think you do have a lot of nice connections in your life with this Gemini energy, and coming out twice. Communication is big, but communicate. Look, we have Virgo coming out here twice too, and more Earth. Yeah, so you could definitely be like a Virgo or Gemini, with strong Mercury in your chart. Where your biggest gift, like what makes you the most special and unique, and that's coming through in this reading, is the way you communicate. Like that is 100% like clear to me. And then obviously there's other smaller details here, but like that's like the main emphasis. And I think that, yeah, so you're able to see both sides of a situation, which maybe sometimes makes you indecisive, of like, just, where do I go? Which way do what path do I take? Like this looks good. This looks good. Like you really do look at all the sides of a situation before making a choice, which can make it hard to make a choice because you see the good in everything or you see the potential in everything. Um, but I feel okay. So with the magician coming out again with like this Mercury energy, just very witty, very good at convincing people. I think you're very persuasive and you're very good with your words, and like the energy behind what you say is also there. It's like, and I think people really sense your good nature. Like they trust you. It's easy for people to trust you. And I think that people have a tendency to open up really easily to you. Like you might just like start talking to a stranger and all of a sudden they're telling their life story on the bus or something, and you're like, what the hell? I just feel like they just sense your openness and your compassion and your like kind nature. And even if you're not necessarily like that, like you could have your dark side, whatever, but you just give off this vibe of like, I'm here to listen and I'm here to talk and I'm a great communicator, and you emit this like aura. So you're very attractive in that way. People really want to talk to you. They really like to talk to you. And not only are you a good listener, but people like to listen to you talk, right? So like that's why I said like something with your voice. Like maybe they just really enjoy your voice. It's very soothing to them, or the things you say are just very mind blowing. They're interesting. They're intellectual. They're of a higher mind. Maybe you do open people's minds when you talk. Or it could be just that you're a great communicator, great conversationalist. You can relate to people in a lot of ways because you see so many different perspectives. And that makes me think that maybe you have been through a lot in your life, a lot of change in your life, a lot of transformation to where maybe you came from one place. So you've been there, done that. Like you've been the anxious person, you've been the person that overthinks everything and lives in fear. And then maybe you like transformed that sort of mindset to become more optimistic and um just more aligned with like your truth, right? Your truth. Like I think that there was some sort of soul searching here that you did do in your life, some self-discovery work, and you connected to a deeper part of yourself and you found your worth and like self-love and all of that. Like your value and you really are grounded in that, and like you really know yourself. But you, because of like that whole journey that you've been through, you can really relate to a lot of different experiences and a lot of different people's personalities, because you yourself have been so many different people in your past, like so many different versions, right? So that really makes you a great friend, a great a person to be in like a connection with or a relationship with, or even just as a healer. Yeah, so I also think that you're a really good manifester. I think that you manifest very easily in this life. Like when you identify what it is that you do want, like once you do make that decision, um, I think you like pretty much stick to it. You're like, okay, cool. Like I got my eye on this. Like I have made my, maybe it's hard for you to make a decision at first because of this like back and forth. But I think once you do your contemplating, right, and your yeah, because it'll give a four of swords, and this is basically like very similar cards. So I think that once you do your own little reflecting, maybe you journal on it, you think about it, whatever, and you make your final decision, you're very fixated on that and you're very focused on attaining that. So you don't waver, you don't like detour, you don't go. I mean, obviously if like things aren't working, sure, but I just feel like you commit, like once and you commit to it. And so it really allows you to manifest things in your life. I think you're a really good manifester. It's easy for you to create, to get things that you want. And that, sometimes all you have to do is say it out loud. And maybe that's like how you manifest. That could also be something that you're really good at. And what makes you special and unique is like you're just like a good manifester. And sometimes all you have to say is talk about it out loud. I feel like talking to you is a way that you manifest. Instead of like some people, they visualize or they journal about it, they write it out, they script or whatever. I think that how you can manifest the most easily because of all this mental energy and this communication is by speaking it out loud. Whether you're telling this to a friend, like this is what I want, and you tell your friend your dream situation, or you're telling yourself, like you're just talking to yourself out loud, or maybe you're like recording yourself on your phone or something, so that you're not talking to yourself, you're talking to the phone, but really talking to yourself. Well, you're really talking to your soul, the universe. So just justify it with that. But in either case, you're just talking out loud. And when you're talking, I think you can really add emotion to it because, like you're utilizing your vocal cords and it's actually coming out of your body now. And I think it's important for you to express it outward. Anything that allows you to manifest really quickly. And sometimes maybe you don't even realize you're manifesting. You're just talking about something, and then literally the next day you have it, and you're like, "How the hell did this happen?" And then you're like, "Oh, okay, cool. Like I just freaking talk about it, and it comes to me." So that I think also people find that very unique about you, and if they don't know this about you, then it's just a unique trait that you have that you need to really embrace. You're a good manifester, and I think you're also a very deep person, very introspective and just very mysterious as well. um and you really do know yourself. I feel like you are just good at going within, contemplating, reflecting, meditating on your thoughts and your feelings. You're honest with yourself. I don't think you lie to yourself. You're very authentic, and you know how to take time out. Like, you know how to take time out from the busyness of life, or when you are feeling a little bit stressed or deprived or beaten down or up, whatever. And you're like, okay, I need some space for myself. I need some time for myself. I'm going to go ahead and do that and spend some time in solitude and quietude. And you do that. And I think that that's a beautiful quality, because that's what allows you to be present for other people when you do talk to them, because you take the time out for yourself. You wouldn't be able to be as present and conscious and like kind and understanding and really listening to people and having real conversations. Because if you think about it, a lot of people, when they talk to people, they're not actually listening, like, and you can tell, like, they're looking away, they're distracted, they're on their phone, they're too antsy, they can't just relax and be and listen. They're just like, they can't just freaking chill and just have a conversation, or they're thinking about how they're going to respond, or they're worried that they're not going to have a good response or whatever. Like, how many people just can't actually just sit there and have a genuine conversation with someone? And you can, but the reason that you can is because you do take that time out for yourself, and to really care for yourself. I think self-care is really important to you. I also feel that you're a really grounded person, a really stable person, very reliable, and um, just like, I think when people look at you, they look at you as like, that person is solid. Like, that person's not going anywhere. That person's not gonna, is not wishy-washy. They're not gonna bail on me. I can depend on them. I can rely on them. I can trust them. I can trust that person with my feelings and my secrets even. Like, you just seem to be a very comforting, nurturing presence, and very, yeah, like caring, nurturing, and like homey, cozy. You have like this cozy, just okay. So maybe dancing would be really helpful for you to get your body moving. Listening to good music and really being in the present moment with that, and getting lost in the sense, right? Okay, so yeah, so we have Venus, which is like about the senses, like Taurus energy too, is about the five senses and really indulging in that. So I think for you, like genuinely like listening to some good music and feeling the rhythm, the the voice, like maybe you're just really into people's voices too, like you really resonate with certain voices, so just listening to your like favorite artist or something, or a song with a good beat, and just letting go, letting loose, and just dancing and feeling what it feels like to be alive, through dance. Paint your feelings, another physical activity. Okay, so I think that for you, then we also have surround yourself with three of your favorite things. So this is a very like physical like exercise. So I think that for you especially, something that is grounding would be really a good way to like take care of yourself. Because we do have the Queen of Pentacles here with this like very grounded energy, and you are very airy and watery. uh you're probably always in your head, right? Like, you have a lot of thoughts in your head, you're always thinking, creating something in your mind, you're very creative probably, and very spiritual, connected to the higher realms. And so you might have trouble just being in the physical world sometimes. So I think what would be best for you is to just like do more of those physical things of maybe channeling your creativity or all those thoughts that you have through like painting something or drawing something, or even journaling, dancing, letting the energy come out through your body, and having some things around you, physical things that you really like maybe some crystals or plants, um, something more tangible. I think is it would really balance out your energy, because I feel like maybe well, like I just feel like, yeah, balance is important to you, and perhaps you do struggle with that a little bit. That's why you're in this energy of this like Libra energy, because maybe that's like something that you have to learn in this lifetime. So that's just a way to balance out your energy. But yeah, so overall, that is what makes you special and unique. I'm sure there's many, many more things to you that make you amazing. But this is what wanted to come out in this reading and what the universe wanted you to hear right now. I really hope that this was helpful for you and it resonated. I'd love to know in the comments below how this resonated with you. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I wish you all the best. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So if you chose this Violet Ray Kyanite, this is going to be your reading. And today we're doing a reading on what makes you so special and unique. So you are absolutely 100% special and unique in your own way. And I think that that's what makes you amazing. I think that that's what makes you beautiful. And that's what makes you, you. That's your authenticity, right? And that's what makes you hot, sexy, and attractive. So we're going to try to find out what that is about you, what is so special and unique about you. And we have our first oracle card. I already have your other oracle cards pulled. We'll be pulling some physical characteristic traits as well to see like physically, and then some personality traits and some tarot cards. But before we get into it, I just wanted to read what this means. First of all, this stone, this crystal, looks like a freaking dragon from Avatar, so that's cool. This is already unique in itself. The beautiful purple color, there's like a little rainbow action going on there, and it legit looks like a flying dragon from Avatar. So I think that you're absolutely very, very unique. It's already coming through, and I think it's like a known thing. It's that like we're all special and unique, right? That's the thing. But I think that you are genuinely like extra unique because I think you embrace your uniqueness. So we're all unique, but I think you actually integrate that, and you're not afraid to show it. You're not afraid to be like your weird quirky self. But anyway, so this crystal, the violet ray kyanite, is a protective stone bound with gold titanium, magnifies the strength of those energies along with along with calling in crown chakra vibrations. By activating this upper chakra, you can become aligned with universal knowledge and surrender to the higher consciousness that connects us all. Violet ray kyanite will help you create deeper contact with the higher realms, access your inherent wisdom. Use it in meditation and envision the light of the violet ray beaming from your own chakra, crown chakra. It can also help you ascend to a higher level of balance and awareness, and to help you strengthen your connection to the wisdom of the universe. Wow. So this is a very intuitive stone, and the fact that you were drawn to it makes you believe that you yourself are a very intuitive person, very much connected to your higher self, to the divine, very spiritual. So yeah, your verse oracle card. Oh, I thought it said perfection. I was gonna be like, yeah, you are perfect. So perception is what we have here. Okay. And each of these cards represents a certain chakra. So this represents the heart chakra and the fourth chakra. So this is about perception. I first of all, I think that you're a very perceptive person. I think you see things very clearly. You feel things, you sense things, you are like the way you see, like I think you are very good at sensing how people feel, because this is about the heart chakra. So I think you're very perceptive about the way that people feel, like in certain situations, how you make them feel. You're very intuitive, very much so. Okay. We have obstacles and challenges, number 5, which is the 5 of Wands. We have Sagittarius, the Voyager. We have Broken Heart, number 9. Storm Warning, number 10. We have Annie Lennox, the Empath. We have a whole bunch of cards that came out. Like we got two of these. So yeah. We also have Free to Fly. The past is behind you. No road takes you back. Give thanks for all you've learned. Spread your wings. And then we have Don't Complicate It. The truth is simple. You already have the answers. Accept people and situations exactly as they are. It will bring you clarity and peace. Okay, I'm definitely sensing some sort of chaos energy around you, or something that you maybe recently have gone through. And I think what makes it special, unique, is how you overcame that, how you freed yourself from that situation, whatever that was. Like maybe you did have a broken heart and there was like a huge tower moment in your life with like storm warning. Obviously this could be like a relationship, where somebody broke your heart, or you broke someone's heart, or there's like you were in like an intimate, serious relationship with someone and it didn't work out and you guys had to break up. Or it could be like something that just affected you on a heart level. It could be the loss of someone or something, or just like a major ending in your life or a big change in your life, that sort of affected you emotionally and, maybe brought some tears and some emotional discomfort and pain. And it was like a big shakeup, like a big shift in your life. Like it's something that cleared out from your life. And I'm sensing that you had, and it was an obstacle, like there was like some sort of a challenge, but you it's like despite this challenge and this brokenness of your world, you still took the steps to move forward and to move beyond all of this conflict. Even though it was really scary and you don't really know what the other side held, you like still went for it. And the Voyager, yeah, like you took that step. Like you want, like I think what really makes you special and unique is that even in the face of challenges, you're still about expanding and growing from like all of your experiences. You don't let them like get you down. And also you have this very free spirited nature to you where you just want to experience life. You want to feel things. You want to know things. You want to learn about things. You want to grow. You want to evolve. You want to constantly renew yourself. And yeah, like I think life experience is very important to you. And you like to travel. I think you have like a traveling spirit. And whether you're actually physically traveling places or you're just traveling your mind or traveling to different topics to learn about, reading different types of books, learning about maybe different religions or belief systems or philosophies or concepts or just ideas, science, whatever, like just learning new things. Or you're actually physically like traveling, um, meeting new people constantly, socializing to try to learn. But you're not just doing it empty. You're doing it with meaning. Like you want to meet a lot of people and learn and have these different experiences so that you can learn and absorb and become better and to become more dynamic and whole. Free to fly, yeah. So I think you what makes you really special and unique is that you're able to experience these hardships and heartbreaks in your life, these challenges, these obstacles, and but you still like you follow your heart through the whole process. And so you live true to your heart and you're very intuitive because we have the empath here. So I think that you're very in touch with your like inner wisdom and you let that guide you and to leave your past behind. Like you're not the type of person that gets stuck in the past or gets holds on to situations that are not for you. I feel like you, even if it means it's going to cause a storm, even if it means it's going to cause a broken heart, even your own broken heart, when you know it's over, it's over. Like when you know it's no longer for you, you don't stay there. You don't mess around with that anymore. You're like, well, coming in hot. I got a storm, storm warning. And it's funny because literally there's a storm right now. Like I'm recording this, I'm looking out my window and it like the storm came through, it started raining and I think it's gonna get worse. It might get loud. I don't know, but that's just so weird that this is the card, and that's what I'm looking at right now on my window. So, and there's just a lot of water, crying, emotions, releasing emotions. I think that you had a lot of things to release from your past, and you freed yourself. You freed yourself from something major in your past that it could have been like an old version of yourself as well. It could have been triggered by a broken heart. It could have been triggered by everything falling apart, maybe losing your job, losing your home, losing friendships, family, moving away from familiar lands and starting over. Whatever it was, I just feel like you had a new beginning here. You had to let go of something, you had a new beginning. And it really allowed you to get in touch with yourself and who you are. And I think you're a very sensitive person. So it might be really hard for you to do this, to let go of things and to move on from things because you get so emotionally involved and invested that it's hard for you to detach. But I think that's one of the things that you are learning and you're becoming better and better at, is to just like learn to move on from things that are holding you back. Even if it means, you're going to cause a tsunami or an earthquake in someone's life. You're like, I'm all about the truth. You're a truth seeker with Sagittarius. You're a truth seeker. And you're like, I'm all about the truth. And if I'm perceiving from my heart, and you perceive things from your heart space, so it's not like from logic, like this doesn't make logical sense. You're like, no, this doesn't feel right. This just doesn't feel right. So I need to go. I'm sorry that doesn't make sense, but I just need to go. Like that's the type of like mentality. And yeah, you just move forward. The truth is simple. You don't complicate things. The truth is simple. You're a truth seeker with this energy for sure. And you have the courage to actually pursue that, which is not easy. It's not easy to go to seek your own truth, because there's a lot of heartache that goes with that. Because when you start to seek your own truth and live a life, you know, true to yourself, like authentically and unique, right? Because that's what I said in the beginning. Like, I think you're the type of person who actually embraces your uniqueness. You're not just like you go above and beyond to be unique, not to be unique in a way that like I want to be different from everyone just because I want to be different, but because I know that being like everybody else isn't um a reflection of being authentic. Like that's not real. Like we can't all be the same. I know that I'm unique in my own ways. So you seek that own truth. You seek your own truth. Like, who am I? That's like a big question for you, I think, is like, who am I? And you want to have as many life experiences as possible to discover who you are. And I think a lot of your romantic relationships teach you a lot about who you are. I think a lot of these breakups or major endings or emotional endings with people and situations really help you discover on a deeper level who you are. And it allows you to embrace this more unique side to you. And then you embrace it, and you just feel more whole, like you feel more one with yourself. And that's what makes it special and unique, is that you actually embrace your uniqueness. You're not trying to be like everybody else, even if, you have to be ostracized. But I always think you make it a goal to not be like other people. I just kind of feel like you don't give a fuck. Like, if I'm going to stand out, I'm going to stand out. I don't care. I seek the truth and only the truth. And this is who I am. Take it or leave it. Nice ass. Okay, cool. You have a nice ass. So that's what makes you special and unique. Your ass. Now, it doesn't have to be that you have like a bubbly big ass or whatever nice is. It's nice, like even if it's smaller. There's something, maybe you feel soft, or maybe it's just the way, I don't know. I'm not getting into details, but you have a nice ass. That's all. Facial hair. Okay, so if you have facial hair, if you're a guy, or a girl, I guess, for whatever your preferences are. But if most probably for men, your facial hair is very, very attractive and sexy, I think. The way that you wear your facial hair, the way you shave. Um, and if it's not on your face, I would also say that like your eyebrows, well, okay, that's on your face. Sorry, I was thinking of your hair, but then the thought came of your eyebrows. So maybe you have really nice eyelashes. Guy or girl, get you just really nice eyelashes, or maybe when you wear mascara, they just like really highlight your eyes. Or you have really nice eyebrows, like you just take care of them. They're just a nice shape. They look good on your face. And then yeah, like if you're a guy, maybe like you have some beard action going on. And maybe your hair too. There's something about your hair that is unique and special. Freckles, piercings. Okay, so if you have freckles, then that's something that makes you special and unique. And we also have piercings. So obviously, like, why can't I talk sometimes? It's sometimes like the most obvious things for me are like hard to say. Like, what is wrong with me? So what I'm trying to say is, if you wear earrings, then that's something that could be like special and unique about you, like the types of earrings that you wear. They could be like just something that stand out a little bit, or it's not like what everybody else wears. It's unique in a way where you might have some actual unique spots on your body where you have a piercing, like tongue, nose, eyebrow, um, nipple, down there, just wherever. You could have some piercings there to make you special and unique. And like, don't run with this. Like, if this doesn't resonate with you, like, well, I don't have freckles. It's like, okay, cool. Like, leave that for somebody else who does. But just see if this message overall resonates with you. And we have Afro textured hair. So if you your hair, so your hair is there's something about your hair that is very unique, and definitely like with Afro textured hair, so you can have like a fro or just like thicker hair, curly hair. It's like crazy and wavy, and it's just very like you. It's very unique to you. Um, but then we also have good with their body. So what makes you unique is that you're really good with your body. I think you yeah, like with the Sagittarius energy, you might like move your body in a very sexy way, and you just are maybe like good, you have good rhythm, like you have like you're good with your hands, like you're just, how some people are like awkward and clumsy and like very rigid when they walk. I'm imagining like someone who's like more loose with the way they walk, with more cool, like a cool vibe, like the way you walk is just very like cool. That's the word I came up with. Okay, so let's see what else makes you special and what makes Pile 2 special and unique? You have classy, okay. Yes, style, you're classy. You're not trashy. You have good taste. You like quality things. You're clean. What makes Pile 2 special and unique? Jesus. Jesus. Okay, we have humble, extroverted. So I feel like you're definitely good with people. You're very sociable, personable. You're easy to approach. You have a very like welcoming energy to you, very friendly. Um, with the Sagittarius energy coming out, I'm definitely feeling that you're easy to approach. Like you're you're charming, you're personable, you're fun, you're charismatic. You have like this vibe to you, this magnetism to you that's just very attractive, like very fiery attractive. You're very passionate and creative. Yeah, so you're a good socializer. Like you know how to socialize, so you know how to talk to people well. It's been like a very um like pile one was like their main message was like they're a great communicator, but theirs was different. Theirs was like very like deep and compassionate and gentle and like a whole different level. This I'm getting more like not small talk. I'm not saying like, oh, you're good at small talk, like what a compliment. But like you are good at breaking the like, you're good at making people feel comfortable. And like, I feel like once you start talking to people, it goes to deeper places. Like you start talking about like psychology, philosophy, spirituality, like those higher minded subjects and topics. But I think that at first you're very easy to like open up to and like approach, and like you just know what to say, the right things to say to make people feel comfortable. Like it's not awkward, you're not like closed off or have this like guarded energy to you. You have a very open energy to you, a very approachable, and you're very humble. So like you don't you're not arrogant, you're classy. Like you're not about to be like, hey, look how much money I have. Hey, look how great I am. Hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm so cool. I have all the things in the world. You're like humble, you're modest, you don't flaunt, you don't boast about your things. You just let people realize it on their own once they get to know you. And like that makes you even more sexy and attractive because people aren't expecting that from you. Like people aren't expecting that you are so amazing, but like you are, but you don't really talk about it. So it's like you're a mystery almost. And then once they get to know you, they realize and they're like, wow, this person's actually been through a lot. Like this person's been through heartbreak, this major life change, a lot of challenges and obstacles. And wow, this person is very deep and perceptive. And holy shit, they're like super like in tune with their intuition and their heart space, and they're really wise, and they're really good conversationalists, and it's really good, like easy to talk to them. We can have these intellectual conversations, and they're actually really kind and empathic. And wow, they're all of these things that I didn't really see on the surface, because maybe on the surface you just come off as like extroverted, like cool person, but then there's this deeper side to you. Um Disciplined, perceptive. Yes, you are definitely perceptive. Um you're I would say that most of the time you're right. Like you're that person where like I know I'm right. Like I know I'm right. But you don't like talk about it like that. I don't think your ego's in it. Like you're just that person who like, I told you so. Yep, I knew that too. But like, you don't really talk about it in that way. Like, no, I'm right. I'm always right. Listen to me. I'm right. You're just like, okay, we'll just let this one play out. We'll just let it play out. And then it plays out. And then the person's like, oh, damn, you were right. And you're like, it's secretly telling yourself, like, I know I was, but like, you don't boast about it. But, I think that's like kind of like your personality. Like, you're generally right because you're so, you see the truth. Okay, you're very perceptive. You see things as they are. You feel things for what they are. You're empathic. You sense things. Man, you're just like kind of like psychic intuitive. You might not even know this, like put words to this feeling that you are this way, but like you're just like, yeah, that's just how I am. I thought that was normal. It's not normal. It's special and unique, that you're able to do that. You're also very disciplined, so there could be like some level of stoicism to you, to where like, or control. Maybe like you are a little bit controlled, and that's why I think like, yeah, you're disciplined. You're humble, so like you're not out there like just, you have some sort of self control with like what you say, how much you say, what you present to other people. But I think once they um you're very, okay, how do I explain this? You're very like open and approachable and magnetic, but almost like in, maybe people sense it in more of like a superficial way. Like, oh shit, sorry. Maybe people sense it in like a more superficial way, like they don't look at you as like the deep person that you are off of first impression. And maybe you don't even give it away. Like maybe you do that on purpose. You don't come off that way. But then once they get to know you, then they get to see this whole other side to you. So that's what makes you special and unique. Now, let's pull some tarot cards. So any other messages about pile 2, what makes them so special and unique? Okay, with the King of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. And the Hanged Man at the bottom. Yeah, you're definitely special. You are definitely a special, special person. First of all, I think that you're very trustworthy and reliable, and also I think you're very successful, and you know how to attain success, and also you know how to like build a legacy. I don't know if you are building a legacy or something like that, like you have like a bigger purpose on this earth, you feel, but I think that you have something that you're building, even if it's just like a family or like your soul tribe or something like that. You're really good at making it physical, like bringing it into form. So, like manifesting material abundance and prosperity. That's something that you are really good at. And you're also a very reliable person, like a very caring person. You might have some routines that you really stick to. So, yes, you have this very free spirited nature, and you do kind of like go with the flow, but you also have your structures and that disciplined aspect to you where like, okay, well, I need to wake up at 8 a.m. because I need to do my yoga, and then I need to meditate, and then I need to drink my tea, and then I can be a free spirit for the rest of the day, but don't fuck with my morning routine, kind of like type of thing. Or every night at 8 o'clock, I watch my show. Like that's just kind of how it is. Like, so I feel like you have your little routines and tendencies, but but for the most part, as far as like the bigger picture of your life, you flow with it. Like you're not like stuck to your plans and like, oh well, this is how I planned out my life for the next year, and everything has to go this way. And if it doesn't go this way, then I'm gonna freak out. You're like, nah, if something else comes in the way, like I'm gonna flow with that. But I think stabilities are important to you, and having like financial security and like a good home life, cozy home life, luxury. I think you're very much about like luxury and having nice things, finer things in life. And I think you will do what you can to have the money to buy those things, or if you don't already have the money to buy them. Um, you're very dependable. Like I think what makes you special is I think you would be like, I don't know if you're in a relationship or not, but I think you're a great partner. Like you would make for a great husband or wife or girlfriend or boyfriend, because you are very like once like you're committed, you're in and you go all the way. Like you have this like more, it is masculine, but like you have this more like protector energy where you like provide for the family and you want to make sure everybody in the family is set and is happy and feels good and they're warm and they're comfortable, you know? So I think that just like being like that loving, nurturing presence, and but like physically providing that love and nurturance is something that is a priority for you. And so I think that people generally like to be in relationships with you. That's also what makes you special, is like you're a good relationship person. Um, you're not like a flake and you're not in and out. You're very committed and you're there and you're like, yes, you're my girl, you're my boy, and like you're there with them all the way. Unless of course shit hits the fan and then you're like, I'm out. Which is another good quality. It's like, yeah, you like relationships, I think, but once it's like you see that it's like going downhill, you're not about to stay there. Like you're brave enough to cause chaos in order to free yourself. And then we also have the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Cups. So by the way, this is very heavy Taurus energy, but also Virgo, Capricorn, and then we have Sean Gemini here, and then we have, well, those are the ones, the main ones. And then okay, so Queen of Swords, I think that you are very blunt and straightforward. So the way that you speak, like just the way that you express yourself, I think is in a very direct manner. And you don't beat around the bush, you don't fuck around, you just kind of get straight to the point and like, okay, this is what it is. Like this is how I feel, or this is what I want, or this is what I'm going through. Like you don't beat around the bush, but you are good at small talk. Like you are good at like just like regular normal conversations, but I think you crave depth. Like you crave deeper conversations. So it's important to you, especially in your relationships, I think, and within like your family too, perhaps, or even in your work, like in your work environment, I don't know, wherever, like whoever you're talking to, I think it's very important for you to be able to have deeper, meaningful conversations. Otherwise, you're not fulfilled. Like, I think it's those types of conversations, like intellectual conversations, things that make you think and make stimulate your mind. I think that is what fulfills your heart, because we have the Ace of Cups. Like, that's what lights your heart on up. Okay, not like the small mundane like types of conversations, like shallow superficial conversations. Like you need to have meaning and depth. Like that's very important to you, and I think that's what makes you like a special person and unique, because a lot of people aren't like that. A lot of people, you can't go have a deep conversation with them because first of all, either they don't know anything about that because they haven't done the personal growth or the reading. They don't read, they just watch, I don't know, some stupid show all day long and that's their life. So like it's hard to find like deeper intellectual people. And so I think when people find you, they're like, holy shit, this person is interesting. They're unique, they're interesting, they have depth, they have wisdom, they have a lot of knowledge about a lot of different topics, and they're really good communicators and they really like know how to talk about that. And they're also very direct, and then again more with the perceptive energy. So you're just a very very perceptive person. That's like the main thing. And you know what, let me just read what it says in the book about that, because I'm just curious. Perception. So this is the story behind this card. A young princess wanders into her untended garden. As she claws through the decaying undergrowth, she finds a brilliant emerald stone. The stone speaks and tells the princess to open an old wooden door. She enters a dark corridor and the door slams shut. Afraid, she moves forward until her hand falls upon another door. It opens to reveal the same garden she left behind, only now it is beautiful, filled with flowers, butterflies, and birds. It is magnificent and familiar. So the inspiration here is often our journey brings us full circle, leaving us to wonder why things happen. Emerald Stone teaches us to follow through on whatever is before us. Going back is not an option, and you have this too. Free to fly, the past is behind you. No road takes you back. It's literally the same thing. Holy shit. Okay, so you okay, so whatever it is that you've experienced in your life, you go through it. It sucks. It's hard. Like, it was painful. It was major, major life change, ending, transformation, heartbreak, whatever. And then so you learn from that, you grow from that, and then you give it another try in a different situation, in a different time, in a different place, maybe with a different person. And then you realize that, oh my God, I've grown so much from that last experience. I know why that happened. I didn't give up on this. I didn't give up on the whole idea of this. I just chose to expand from it and learn from it. And now I can look at it again from a new, higher perspective and approach this similar situation from a new me, like a new me mindset. And like, it could be with like, a relationship for sure. A lot of people, I have like 4 people in my life who are telling me they're dead inside. Like, that's a thing, I guess, it's going around. Everyone's just dead inside now. And because they've been hurt in relationships, they've been hurt from their past partners, and they choose to shut down and they choose to just not feel anymore. And the opposite of that would be, instead of just becoming emotionally unavailable and because you're afraid of being open and vulnerable because you're going to get hurt, or because the trauma that this past person created within you is too hard to deal with, so you would rather just not go there and deal with it. You'd rather just shut down and never do a relationship again. The alternative is that you do go there. You do go to those places that were triggered, or created, the pain, the trauma that was created, and you address it and you heal it, and then you give love another chance. You don't shut down. You don't become dead inside. That's kind of what I got from this little story. It's like you go back to that same door, but now it's a beautiful magical garden. So you open, and it is hard. Like, this has to do with love. Like, it has to. Like, we have this green here, broken heart. So I would really bet that this has to do something with love for you, with a broken heart, and that maybe, I don't know, maybe you did contemplate giving up on it, but I don't think you do. I don't think you gave up on love. Whereas, like, a lot of people would give up on love in this type of situation. Yeah. Like, somebody who goes through this kind of trauma or this kind of a heartbreak, maybe they would get to a point of like, well, I was in love once already. I thought it was so amazing, it was so beautiful, and then this motherfucker left. Like, what? Oh yeah, I thought we were in love and everything was perfect, and then they just ghosted me, or they bailed, or they disappeared, and then left me feeling like, what the hell did I do wrong? And then you never get your closure, and then you're like, I'm never doing love again. Fuck everybody. That's like one scenario. Or somebody hurts you so bad that you're just afraid to get into a relationship because you're afraid that you're gonna get hurt like that again. It's just like your past, like a lot of people, their past holds them back, and it creates a lot of pain in the heart, it creates a lot of trauma. And I think that what makes you really special is that you don't do that. You don't let that get to you. No matter how hard the heartbreak was, no matter how much trauma it created, you're not giving up on this journey. You're not giving up. No matter how many obstacles are in your way, you're not fucking giving up. Because you're gaining a new perspective, because we have the hanged man. Because you, instead of staying in that overthinking mindset of like, everything I just talked about, instead you're like, no, let me go hang upside down and let me contemplate this. Let me try to look at this from a new perspective. Let me try to see it from a spiritual perspective. And let me grow from this instead of let it control me and hold me back and make me feel dead inside. Let me find life again. But the only way I can find life is by looking at this from a different perspective. I have to change my mind about it. I have to get spiritual. I have to get in touch with the wisdom inside of me, and I have to go to those dark places. I have to reconnect with my heart space too. So like I feel that you are very much alive. You're very much in touch with your heart space. Uh, and despite all the shit that you went through, you still feel love. You still can feel love. Because the Queen of Swords, she's been through some shit. Like the Queen of Swords is the Queen of Swords because she's hardened because of all the heartbreak, right? Especially in this spread here. All of the heartbreak, you have to become guarded. You have to be emotionally detached. You have to shut that part down because I'm going to get hurt again. I have to protect myself. But we have the Ace of Cups right after. So it's like, yeah, you're tough. Yeah, you learn a lot. Yeah, you're not going to let people walk all over you. Yeah, you will say F you if you're hurting me. Like you will be out. But you know what you bring to the table. You know that you're amazing. You know that you would be a great partner. You still want partnership. You still want a family. So that is very important to you. And if this isn't with a romantic relationship, it could be with like a family member or somebody like that, or a friend where they hurt you and like you're not giving up on friendship, you're not giving up on family, like you're not giving up on relationships, I guess, like just human relationships, connections. And you're also not putting up with bullshit though. You're not letting people walk all over you. You're not naive anymore. You have learned and grown. But you have still so much left to give. You have such a big and open heart still. You have an abundance of love despite all of this. And it makes you such a beautiful person. So, like, whatever you're doing, it's so beautiful and keep doing it. And don't ever let any sort of traumatic experience like this make you think that you have to be dead inside because that's the better alternative. It never is. You're not going to be happier. You're human. It's inevitable that you feel emotions. So it's actually funny when people try to pretend like they don't feel because they do. And it comes out in one way or another. And if you don't feel those feelings, they'll come out through like illness or sickness or something, so you got to be careful with that. So you need to release these emotions. You need to get in touch with yourself. So I just feel like you are doing that. You're on that path and it's beautiful. And that's what makes you so freaking special. Like that's like the main thing. But in addition to all of that, you're just very unique. Like genuinely, you stand out. And, yeah, you're just a very, very intuitive, deep, perceptive, feeling person. Like you feel so accurately. You're so accurate with what you feel. And I think that's why you wouldn't even allow yourself to go down that path of like self-deprecation or self-sabotage. I think you're like too smart for that. You're like, no, I know that that's not going to get me anywhere. Like you're so fucking intuitive and like you already can predict the future that you already know the road. Like if you go down the road of like damaged soul, no hope, lost, helpless, victim, if you do that, you already like intuitively see that like, okay, well, it's gonna lead to depression. Then I'm gonna probably start drinking, and doing drugs and like just totally doing that. And then I'm probably gonna be really like, I'm gonna lose my job, and then I'm gonna lose my home, then I'm gonna be homeless, I'm gonna die, whatever. Like you already see it. Or I'm gonna be really fucking depressed, and then I'm gonna go seek therapy, spend a whole bunch of money on that. Then I'm gonna come back to here anyway. I'm gonna try to find love again within my heart anyway. So why not just avoid that whole thing and just go straight to love? Like I don't know. I just feel like you're too smart to be depressed. Not to say that it's like if you're depressed you're not smart. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that like it's like you can't even get to that. You can be depressed, it's just not for too long. You can't even stay there that long because you bring yourself out. Like you're so in touch with your emotions and honest with yourself about how you feel that you're able to bring yourself like out of the darkness pretty quickly and look at things in a positive perspective and like learn from them and grow from it. And then the more wisdom that you gain from all those experiences, the easier it is every time to get out of the darkness. And that's how you become you, the uniqueness that you are. Just very, very intuitive and just connected. You're very connected. You're very tuned in to this like spiritual beauty of yourself and of life. Okay, so that is what makes you special and unique. Pile 2, you're amazing. I really hope that that resonated with you. If it did, I'd love to know in the comments below. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you all the best. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So, if you chose this Titanium Aura Kyanite, then this is going to be your reading about what makes you so special and unique. So, what makes you the amazing person that you are, who you are, what makes you so authentic and attractive and magnetic and sexy, basically, because I feel like it's always our uniqueness that makes us so appealing and attractive. So, we're going to get into what that is for you, where like what you need to hear right now, I guess, about you. And yeah, we have a first oracle card here. We have some more that I already chose, and then we'll be pulling some tarot cards and some physical characteristics as well, just to try to see like physically what makes you so special and unique. But before we get into that, I did want to, so this crystal here obviously looks very unique. That's why I chose them for this reading. But this is titanium or kyanite, and I just want to read like what this means because you were drawn to it. So this is the perfect crystal to keep you safe and guarded against low vibe frequencies. It can offer grounding, clearing, protection, and connects you to your spirit guides. Titanium aura kyanite also brings in the gifts of courage and tenacity, bolstering strength, and it's a powerful tool for shamanic journey work, past life travel, and interdimensional awareness. It also helps open up your earth star and throat chakras. Yeah, so the blue is definitely like to do with the throat chakra and communication, but yeah, it really helps you to protect yourself against negative frequencies. So maybe that's something that you are generally good at, is to protect yourself from lower vibrational energies. Like you are very good at I feel like you emanate a very high vibrational energy, and it's almost like you do have like this protective bubble around you because of your like just high vibe, that it's really hard for people to get through that. It's really hard for these negative entities or energies or just people to really get to you, because it's like you raise the vibration of those people as well. It's kind of whatever. Like, if you are around a whole bunch of negative people, it's like you being around them, almost instead of you being sucked into their negativity. Like, you're so powerful, your energy is so powerful that it's almost like you actually get them out of their negativity and into a higher vibration just by your either presence or like what you say or like how you respond to them or whatever. You have this gift of like doing that. So that's really special, beautiful. Okay, so for your card, we have renewal. And each of these cards has like a chakra that it represents. So this is the root chakra, which is the first chakra. And that has to do with like physical stability, security, self-sufficiency, like physical strength and health, like just basic trust, survival instincts, grounding, financial independence, money, food, just like more like physical aspects of life, and renewal. And then let's see what your other cards are. So we have hope, number 17. So this is the star card in the tarot. So yeah, I do feel like you shine really bright. Like you bring a lot of like high vibrational energy to wherever you go. We also have door to romance and the thinking man. And then we have like a whole bunch of cards want to come out for you. We also have communicate honestly and directly. Don't assume. Set your boundaries. Remember, it's okay to say no. Yeah, with like the blue being the throat chakra, I feel like there is definitely something to do with communication here for you and being a good communicator. And we also have 11th house, the edge, which is Aquarius energy. Friendship, group creativity, community, humanity, hope, tribe, festivals, discoveries, common goals, startups, rebellion, experimentation, the teacher. And then we have the Shaka Khan, the exclamation point. We have Aaliyah, the angel. You know what? I want to pull your tarot cards as well. Pile 3, I always like switch it up. It's weird. But it's because I always take a break between pile 2 and 3. I could do the first two piles like back to back. And then before pile 3, I'm like, okay, I need a little break. And then I come back with renewed energy, renewal. Yeah, I'm like feeling renewed like you. And I like generally tend to do it a little differently. But anyway, what is what makes pile 3 so special and unique? What makes pile 3 so special and unique? Okay, your mindset, your perspective. You're the light. You're very light. King of Wands. Out of masculine energy as well coming through. I think you are very much in touch with your masculine energy. Five of Wands. I'm not going to take all of those, but we do have the Queen of Wands here. We also have Thinking Man, and then like these two cards came out as well. Like after I was shuffling, all tied up, and the Thinking Woman. I was like, I'm not taking all those cards, but I'll leave it off to the side to see how it plays into it. And I am seeing counterpart energy with the Thinking Man, the Thinking Woman, the King of Wands, and I saw the Queen of Wands. So maybe there's something to do with romance here that makes you special. Um, Maybe you're just really special to your soulmate or to your partner. Like your partner finds you really special and unique. And if you don't have a partner, I feel like you will have a very special and unique connection with your soulmate, or they will find you very special and unique. We have the Eight of Swords at the bottom, Five of Swords. Okay, so there's some like overthinking, some anxiety, the thinking man. Um, there's a lot of air, I guess, energy with like Aquarius. This is Aquarius. This is Star card. The thinking man is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. A lot of air has been coming out in these readings, but we also have Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and then Pisces and Taurus. So those are the signs. Okay, so first off, I can't help but notice that like all this light is like shining. So we have the Holt card, and like all of this light is like emanating from her hand, and then we have this chick sitting here, and like the sunshine behind her is just like shining bright, and then we have the Hanged Man with like all the light coming from her head. So I feel like you, whether you're like aware of this or not, I just sense that you are a very light, high vibrational being, person, and you genuinely, like when you are around people or you talk or you walk into a room or whatever, you just raise the vibration of the room, like through your energy. You don't have to do anything, I don't think. I think it's just like it's who you are. It's who you are. Like who you are, your energy, it's just a very light and bright and perhaps even happy. But it's not necessarily like you walk into a room and you're just like so happy and like that's why. It's like you don't necessarily have to be happy or present like you're happy, but you just genuinely are like very elevating. You have a very elevating presence. Um And I think you definitely have a very positive perspective. Like, okay, so with the renewal coming out to represent your energy and what makes you so special, I think that you have a very, you're kind of like a humanitarian, or you want to change the world, or you want to bring more peace and love and light to the world. Um, and I think you have hope for humanity because the 11th house does kind of deal with that, Aquarius energy. It's about like the bigger picture and how can we make this world a better place, with more progressive ideas, newer ways of thinking, rebelling against um, conditioned ways of being, of like our patterns, you just rebelling against that and being authentic and true to ourselves and being unique. So I think that you are on this path who like you do genuinely want to be your unique authentic self. That is something that's very important to you. Being weird and quirky isn't necessarily a problem for you, or at least that's something that you're trying to embrace within yourself, is like your more like weird sides, I guess. And I think that you, with this renewal energy, you can have Scorpio, like you could be a Scorpio or have that showing in your chart, because I see like a lot of like a transformation in your thinking and your energy. Light, you're the light. You're the light. Everybody's fighting for your light. That's what I'm saying. Like with this Five of Wands here, you have these five people on these wands, and they're all reaching for the light, all wanting to get to the light. And you're the light. That's what I feel. I feel like you're the fire, you're the light, you're the passion. And you bring vitality into people's lives, and all of these people like want you. And you know what? I kind of feel like in romantic relationships, because you have door to romance, the thinking man, the king of wands, and then we have that partnership card like energy coming through. I feel like, and even friends with the 11th house here, I feel like people are genuinely like they compete for your attention, and they really like when you pay attention to them, or they really like to be around you or in your presence because of this like high vibrational energy that you bring forth. And I think you really attract a lot of romantic partners. You attract and friends, like a lot of platonic partners as well, and like relationships or people who just want to be your friend. But especially in romance, I think that there's a lot of people who are after you and who admire you, who look up to you, who maybe even fall in love with you like really easily. You're very lovable, and you're everything. You're everything. You're the empress. You're the fucking empress. Like, you are abundance itself. You're beautiful. I think that physically, what makes you special and unique is that you have this like physical beauty, this elegance, this grace, this very natural look to you, like just very connected, very spiritual, very lovely, connected, very like connected to the earth, to nature, very natural, organic. I don't know, maybe you eat organic, you eat really healthy, you take care of your body, you look really good, but you're like different, like angelic. You're angelic because we have the angel Aliyah and hope. You have this. I know this might sound like so dramatic, but whatever. Like, this is what's coming out. You're like an angel. Like, you have this angelic presence to you, this high vibrational angelic presence that people are really, really, really attracted to. You're the fucking exclamation point. Sorry for swearing so much, but you are this big deal, this big energy. You have big energy. You have big energy, okay? And you have this ability to renew things that are dead, like things that are dead or dying. You have the ability to bring life back into those things. You're very inspiring. You're very, yeah, you're like a light. You're very, I wouldn't even say motivational because that would require that you're like consciously motivating people, although you could be, but inspire is like the best word because you can inspire people without even trying to. You can, without even talking, you can just be the empress or be yourself, do your thing, being your energy, being your light. And that just naturally like inspires people. And I just feel like it's just people meet you and all of a sudden like issues that they had that they struggled with, like maybe having hope in a certain situation in their life or like having passion back in their life or even love or whatever, like they meet you and immediately they feel connected to that internal drive and they're like, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna start working on that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna start reading that book. Oh yeah, I'm gonna start going to the gym. I don't know, they just meet you and they get inspired to do whatever it is that they want to do, like to maybe establish like more physical. Maybe you have a tendency to inspire people within their like physical life, so their health or their career or going after their passions or something like that, because red is also like a very passion energy as well. We have like this red here, red door to romance. So passion like outside of romance, you know, passion just as far as like people's goals in life and things that like their desires, their ambitions, their dreams, right, their dreams. Like they meet you and all of a sudden they're inspired to like start doing it. And it's because you're just so, but I feel like you probably live like that as well. You're very, um, like goal oriented and you live true to your passions and your dreams with this like King of Wands energy. You're very motivated and I feel like healthy. Like I think physically you're really beautiful. Like physically you're just fucking hot. Like you're sexy, you're hot, like you look good, like you're very attractive. But you do have this like lioness or lion energy to you. Kind of like goddess energy also I'm feeling, or god energy, whatever. Don't let that get to your head, okay, to your ego. Would stay homoyer. But you do have this like big energy, big personality to you that is a very goal oriented, ambitious, and not afraid, like very courageous and very light and bright and magnetic in a very attractive way, like a like your warmth, like you're warm. Like all I like this little fire, you're too little fire there, fire, 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 fire. Like you could definitely be like a fire sign, but you don't have to be. Like you just have this fieriness to you, and I'm sensing more like it's warmth. Like it's just like a moth to a flame, and all these people around you are moths and you're the flame. And like, that's what happens. Like everyone just like goes towards you because they need your light. Like you give off this like energy that is very welcoming and warm and comforting, but like attractive in a way that like you're inspiring. And like, I feel like people genuinely sense that when they come to you or they are in your life, like they're gonna be inspired. Like you're a good influence on people. You're a really good influence on people. And you have boundaries. Like you communicate, this is like strong Sagittarius energy too. You communicate very honestly and directly. You say it like it is. You set strong boundaries. Like if you need some space, you communicate that like, hey, I need a little bit of space, I will get back to you tomorrow. And you're cool with that. Like you don't feel ashamed of that, you don't feel guilty. You're just like, this is what I need, and that's cool. And then people are like, whoa, okay. And they're like, all right, cool. I guess that's how you set boundaries. I just learned something new. And so you even inspire them in that kind of way. And I think it's just like, because you are you and you live who you are. And then people learn from how to do that, like how to be authentic. And yeah, so especially with like this hope energy, I think that you're just a very optimistic and hopeful person. You don't give up at all. Like you don't give up, even in the face of challenge. Like you keep fighting, you go towards the light. And I think you try to look at things from a different perspective. You have like a higher mind, and you see things in a different way than like normal people. And maybe that's why people are so attracted to you, because they know that once they talk to you, you're going to present some sort of a newer perspective, a newer way of looking at things, which will inspire them to like, get like moving on whatever it is they want to do. With this renewal energy, like I said, I think you bring life to things that are dying, and that could be physical things. Like if you're ever like in you're having some sort of financial constraints, you'd be really good at figuring out an idea or a way of how to make more money, or like how to fix that problem. Or if your house living situation isn't ideal for you, you would be really good problem solver in renewing that situation, bringing life back into that shitty situation. So whether that means you have to move, or you just need to reorganize everything to feel better coming home, or you need to get some more plants, or you need to get a new job, or you need to get whatever. Like you're just really good at figuring out how to renew environments around you, and even your own energy, renew your own energy. So if you find yourself being very stagnant and bored, you're very creative, I think, and you'd be really able to find passion again in life. I think passion is very important for you, just to like be really in touch with your heart first of all, but also just like what brings you to life, what makes you feel good. You're a very smart person, very intelligent, intellectual. You think deep into things, you really contemplate them. You look at them and you're like, let me study this, let me analyze it, let me figure it out, and then come up with a solution. And so you're like a really good problem solver. And you have this higher, broad mind, expansive mind, where you are able to like see like so many different perspectives, see different angles of a situation, and then you can like move forward accordingly. Maybe people do come to you for problems, like with their problems, because you give really good advice, and because they know that they can rely on you. Like they know if they come to you with a question, you're gonna be honest and direct. You're not gonna bullshit. You're not gonna be around the bush. You're not gonna give them false hope. You're not gonna lie to them. Like, if they ask you if they look good in an outfit, they know they can count on you to tell them yes or no. And that's a true friend. Um, and then with this like Empress energy, this Taurus energy, it's just about abundance. It's just like I feel like you're very connected to nature. You're very attractive. You attract abundance, like literally what that word means in the most literal sense. You attract all the good things because you are in this high like light vibration. And I think that you are not afraid of transformation. You're not afraid of like change. And that's why I think you probably have a lot of Scorpio placements, or maybe eighth house placements. Um, but that is about just a constant transformation and change. So I think that you've definitely probably gone through a lot of things in your life that have forced you to transform. Um, and anytime that you do go through something that's a little bit more tough, I just feel like you come out stronger from it every time. Like anything that died in your life, you bring, you somehow like make it light. Like you figure out a way to make it a positive thing. Like your car breaks down and you're like, damn, this sucks. And then somehow an hour later, it's a blessing all of a sudden. And it's like an actually a positive experience because of this and this and this and this. And you're genuinely like that, you believe it. You're not just lying to yourself. And then you remain in that high vibration because you didn't let that experience get you down. And then that's how you're the light. Like that's how you are just constantly walking through earth, like walking on this earth, being the light. I mean, there's a spectrum to this. Maybe you're like 50% light, 50% ego. But I think, honestly, I kind of think like more. I think you're more so in the light than in like ego and fear and all of that kind of energy. So that just brings me to believe that you definitely went through some sort of a transformation, maybe even a spiritual awakening, probably a spiritual awakening. I mean, or you're just generally a really positive, optimistic person. An angel. I feel like you're an old soul and you have a lot of wisdom, but you're so passionate. You're so passionate and you're so lively and fun to be around too. I think a lot of people like you and have their eye on you. Like you're very attracted to the sex that you're interested in or opposite sex, whatever. Um, we also have door to romance, number 33. I had not been clarifying anything, but I'm definitely clarifying that. So why is a door to romance here for pile 3? And why is them so special and unique? What is this door to romance? We have the 3 of Cups and the 4 of Cups. Maybe you've been disappointed in relationships in the past. Maybe they have been disappointing and unfulfilling, maybe boring. Maybe there's a lot of people that have their eye on you, but you're looking for that one true love. And so, like, that's like obviously if you're not in a relationship, but because yeah, we do have the 9 of Pentacles at the bottom, which is about being single and like happily single. So I think what makes you special, and like this will obviously only resonate with those who are not in a relationship. Or maybe this was just you in a certain part of your life. Maybe you are in a relationship now. Maybe you are with your soulmate, or you have found the one, or like a really solid, beautiful relationship. But maybe this was you at some point in your life. So take that how it resonates. But I feel like you're the type of person who's very okay with staying single and alone and just having fun and hanging out with your friends. I think friendship is really important to you. Just hanging out with your friends and building your soul tribe in the meantime, like being single, building your soul tribe, building your business or building your career or having financial stability, it's really important to you. Instead of just being in a bullshit relationship that's not going to fulfill you and it's going to be boring. So, and I do see that you have people who want to be with you, like offers, um, people like competing for you. So I think you are genuinely a very beautiful person, and it's like you're a catch. Like I think that you're a catch, and like people would be lucky to be in a relationship with you because you do bring a lot to the table. You have a lot to offer. You're just your energy is so attractive and beautiful and radiant. You're so radiant. You're so conscious, and aware and real that people really, really crave you and like want to be with you. But I just sense that you're not, you're not the type of person who's going to settle in a relationship. Like you are not going to settle. You're only going to be with the person who's your match. 33, 3, 3. Like you guys are on the same page. It's not just going to be with anyone. That's like very important to you. And I think that makes you special because you're not codependent, you're not clingy, you're not like, over here trying to just be in a relationship just because you don't want to be alone. You and it's like you're happy though. You're able to be happy even if you're alone. Even in solitude, you're able to be happy and shine really bright because you're like truly happy, like internally. Let's see physical characteristics. So what makes Pile Free so special and unique? 1 second. There's like one special person that has the key to your heart. There's only one person that you're gonna open the door to romance for and open like this cage, like your heart is in this cage, and only one person has the key to that, or at least that's your belief. Your belief is that there's just one true love out there for you, who's your perfect person, and only they have the key to your heart. And other than that, like I'm good. That's kind of what I get from you, and that's what makes you special and unique. And okay, so it's crazy because like you're such a light, okay? You're like such a catch. And so many people want to be with you. I think many people want to offer their key to you. And it would probably be a beautiful relationship because you know how to be a beautiful person. But it's like not enough for you. And because you're so special and you're so light and you're so high vibrational, you're like the only type of person I would ever want to be with is somebody who's just as equally beautiful and light and high vibrational as me. Why would I be with someone who's anything less than that? And or if I don't connect truly 100% with that person, like yeah, I connect 80%, but I want 100%. I want 100% of that beautiful connection, that all the connections, the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, all of them. So you know that, and you know you're amazing, you know you're special, but like you're not going to give your heart to anyone who isn't exactly where you are, like on your level, who isn't also as awakened and as spiritual or has such a light that they bring to the table so you guys can share your light together. Because maybe you feel like you guys have like a bigger life purpose together, you and your soulmate. Um, where maybe you are supposed to change the world or like bring more peace and love to the world in some way, and that's why like your soul knows like you're not going to settle with just anyone, like you guys have to be on the same page and this person really has to be at your level. And so you're really serious about that, like you're not fucking around with the soulmate journey. Like this whole thing is if you're single, or maybe you're not single but you're still looking for your soulmate or whatever. If you're not with your soulmate, that's for you. Otherwise, ignore that message. Or maybe that was your journey leading to your soulmate. Okay, so pile 3, what makes them special and unique? Nice chest. Okay. So if you're a guy, you have a nice chest. If you're a girl, you have nice boobies, or, you know, that's the thing. Clean and put together. Okay, so you have, you know how to, like, you're clean, okay, so you're hygienic, and I feel like you dress well, you know how to put together an outfit, like you actually you're thoughtful about how you present yourself, as far as your appearance is concerned. Like you before you put on an outfit, you actually are like, okay, well, does this match, or how do I want this to look together, or does this earring go with this shirt? And it doesn't also to match, it's just you put thought into like what you put on and how you present yourself to the world. And it comes off very like put together, like, oh, your little rings and your nail polish and your bracelets and your earrings, they all kind of flow together. Or if you're a guy, like you got your hat action going on, and your shoes match your shirt, or they don't match but they're just, you can tell you put thought into how you look. And it's very like, it's not rugged or rough or like careless, it's like put together. Okay. We have hazel eyes and strong. So if you do have hazel eyes, or you know what, this is also kind of like lighter eyes, even like green or blue. That also is what makes you special and unique, or just maybe even just the color of your eyes. Just it's just very maybe hypnotizing is the word that I'm thinking of. But well, I was gonna say magnetizing, but then hypnotizing came through. So maybe you do have this hypnotic stare, maybe that scorpionic stare, or it's mesmerizing. There's depth to your eyes, and maybe you have a strong stare. Strong, so physically strong. I was telling you, I think that you have a nice body, like objectively speaking, too. You know, like you have like a nice looking body. You take care of yourself. You're strong. You're fit. You're toned. It's that to me for all of you. And yeah, well, we have muscular and built. So I mean, we have like four confirmations of that. But yeah, so you look good. Like you're physically very attractive, and you're stylish and fashionable. So yeah, you know how to dress well. Like I said, you put thought into your outfits and like how you look. Okay, and then let's get some personality traits. So what makes piles for you unique and special? Okay, so we have curious, deep, generous. Warm and comforting. Yeah. Like, can we get fiery here too? Because there definitely are. You definitely have like that warm and comforting presence to you, but like you're sexy, you know? You have that like vivacious, like flirtatious, seductive kind of energy to you too. And you're very easy to talk to, like personable, friendly, you know? But you're deep, like you have this depth to you. People start talking to you and they're like, whoa, like this person's amazing. And you're also very curious. So you do have this like youthful energy to you where you do just constantly want to learn new things. You're interested in people, you're interested in for new information, learning new information, expanding your mind. And you have a very generous nature. So I think that's like that warm and comforting vibe, very generous. Um, People feel good in your presence. You could also be very generous with compliments and making people feel good. You know, that's maybe a way that you raise their vibration is by complimenting them or saying nice things, or getting them feedback or validation or acknowledgement, recognition, anything like that. Like, hey, I really like your hair, or oh my God, that was so smart of you to say that, or hey, you're a really kind person. Like, thank you for doing that for me. Like, you're very grateful, alluring, and seductive. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you are very attractive to people. Like they want you. People want you. Compassionate and understanding. Yeah, there's that like warm. People just really can relate to you, or don't like you can relate to people more so actually. You understand them. They feel heard. Okay, people when they talk to you, they feel heard. They feel seen, and like you're not gonna judge them. You're very accepting of people. I feel. And it's weird because you have this very beautiful like energy to you where you're very light and bright and love and light and peace and all of that. But then you also have this like more like sexual nature and flirtatious and seductive that I think a lot of people aren't expecting. And I think that's why a lot of people are fighting for you and like want you is because you're like everything. You're the whole package. Just what I'm saying, you're the whole package. You're the empress. I feel like you're very dynamic and you have all different sorts of sides to you that are all there. Like you can be very sexual and seductive and like that darker scorpionic energy, and you can also be very light and happy and Gandhi. Like, you know, you're not just one thing. You are very mutable and you have different aspects to you. It's the dynamic is the word. Rebellious, there's that Aquarius energy. I think you rebel against the norm. You think for yourself, you live life for yourself, like authentically, like you live according to your own values, morals, truth, beliefs. I think that you have definitely gone through a period of transformation in your life where you have addressed a lot of your beliefs that, like, we were told, growing up, like, this is what's true, this is how to live your life, this is what you need to do, like, all that bullshit. I think that you genuinely have addressed all of those beliefs. I'm like, okay, well, what do I believe for myself? Do I believe this? Do I believe that? Do I believe that? And I think you're constantly doing that. Like, anytime, even if somebody tells you something about yourself, like, hey, you're really rude because this and this, you're not the type of person that would believe them. You would be like, you would take a moment to reflect on, like, is that true? Like, am I truly rude, or was this person just projecting, or did they read me wrong? Or let me ask them. I'm curious, right? Let me ask them why they came up with that idea. And then your curiosity leads to questions, and then you get your answers, and then you make up your own mind about yourself. Like, am I actually rude? And then so, you think for yourself, which is really, really beautiful. And charming, yeah. There's charming, personable, like, you're just like good to talk to, playful, youthful, yeah. You are a very youthful person, fun to be around, very curious, nurturing, caring. I think, like, the main word I can use to sum you up is dynamic. And like I said, you have a lot of different sides to you that you integrate, and a lot of your shadow aspects you also integrate, like, you just all the sides and you embrace it. But I think the main thing that comes from you, and the thing that makes you the most special, that people pick up on the most, is your light and your high vibrational, warm energy. Very light and loving, and like, spiritual, but not in a way where you talk about spirituality. You are spirit. Like, you are living in the light. You're living in your truth, in that high vibration. You can, I guess, use the word positive, but it's more than that. And that's what people pick up on about you, and they really are drawn to it and love it. And it's really, really beautiful. So thank you for existing, and keep spreading your light. Yeah, spread the light, that you are the person to spread the light. And you don't even have to do anything. You just spread it. Yeah, so I hope that this reading resonated with you. Let me know in the comments below. And please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this. I wish you all the best on your journey, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.